privilege to actually have him in. Hello, boss.
Hi.
It's so good to have you on our anniversary day. It's so good.
Wow.
It's so good to have you.
A pleasant coincidence.
Yes. So we have Dan Kwaku Yeboah. I gave his introduction earlier. So yeah. So I'm really excited to have you, sir. Like I think you dear, you're like you're the Ogboro. Yeah, like 50 years, you're Ogboro. You're Ogboro in the industry.
You are making me look too old.
No. It's experience. Not age.
Anyway,
It's experience. Yes. So like this icebreaker, we have the question of the day, and that is, say you have financially sponsored your girlfriend, okay, to study abroad.
Okay.
And after 4 years, she returns to tell you that, baby,
She's no more interested.
No, she comes to say one more like that, like, baby, right now I'm a romance sister. What?
No, but there's no, when it comes to being a romance sister, there's no transition of breaking your virginity and then becoming a romance sister. If you want to become a romance sister, it should be right from scratch. So you can't
come and tell you that story.
Date me, I sponsor you, and later you come and tell me this story. It sounds like an Anansi story. I wouldn't believe this. No.
How can you tell me that story? That's what I want you to do.
I when it comes to things like this, I just find it very childish. I mean, if you just want to break up, say it.
Yeah.
But this route that you're using that
just be bold, like
you want to be a romance sister, dear. You didn't know that till 4 years after you finished. It's not even 2 years. When you started the school, then level 200, you say you want to be a romance. You waited till you finish.
4 years.
So I will tell you in the face
that
be frank with me. Because your story doesn't hold water. I wouldn't want to believe what you're telling me.
Someone says you've been impregnated right there. When she's not giving birth to the baby, then she can go with the romance sister. All right, sir. Like I said, it's such a privilege to have you in the building. So we're going to go straight into getting to know more about you, your journey. Obviously, your 100,000 subscribers, most of them it's probably more than that now.
On Facebook, I have a little over 1 million.
What?
I have about 3 pages there. And on YouTube, it's 146,000.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow. 146.
Wow. On YouTube.
You were just a baby.
When YouTube is...
No, but I started not quite long ago.
Yeah.
I started in 2022.
2022.
Yeah. Yes.
And in 2023 you got a plaque. Congratulations.
Thanks.
That's not easy. Congratulations.
Yeah,
not easy at all.
That's commitment.
Use 5
you are procrastinating. Okay, so real quick, share with us your journey into broadcasting and sports journalism and what inspired you over the years.
Well, I did not start as a broadcaster. I'm talking about my desire to be a broadcaster and the path my father wanted me to travel. When I was in GHS, my uncle was the rector of GIG.
What?
Yes. And so I was so much interested in journalism. He was my inspirer. And I told my father I wanted to be a journalist. At that time, my father told me that when it comes to journalism in Ghana, those who are interested in becoming journalists or the number of journalists in the country were more than what the job market could offer. So he wouldn't allow me to be a journalist. So he actually wanted me to take my mind off becoming a journalist. So I went to Swedo Secondary School. I wanted to do.
Wait, what's the name? Is it
Swesco? Yes, yeah. Pastor Mensah Tabu is an old student. Some men of our city, the CEO is an old student. Yeah. I went there wanting to become an art student.
Yes.
So that eventually I will achieve my aim of becoming a journalist. But he said no way. He wanted me to be a medical doctor. Aww. You know, back in the day, every parent wanted his ward to be either a medical doctor or something.
I mean, it's an economic decision, right? Because then that was where the money was coming from.
But I told my father point blank that I am somebody who had a phobia whenever I saw blood. So I wasn't interested in his medical profession
Yeah.
he was talking about. But those days, it was not like today.
Mm-hmm.
You dare respond to your father when he speaks. And so I had to be obedient. We went to Swiss school and he was told that the science class was full.
Ooh.
And so they advised him that I should join the agric class and then eventually swap back into the main sciences. And he agreed. So I did agric in secondary school from first year to my final year. Fortunately, I was able to do well.
Yeah. It's
Then
food.
then it got to the point where he should have conceded, but he said no. He insisted that I should go to the university and do science. So at the university, he was told that I had to study agric and swap as well. Because what happened was that back in the day at the Cape Coast University, both the pure sciences and agric sciences were learning the same subjects.
Mm-hmm.
So in your first year, you do physics, chemistry, biology, add maths. And so that's all we all joined. We're over 300. That's all we joined and we're doing. I don't know whether I should, unfortunately for me, but fortunately for my choice, my father died just before I was about entering the university, by which time we had chosen the course and everything. So I couldn't change it. So I started the agric. And after first year, I attempted to change into sciences. But then I didn't have the desire. So I said, okay, let me do it. Let me do it in anyway because I wouldn't take agric as a profession.
Yeah.
So I didn't even bother swapping with the main sciences.
Yeah.
I continued. But I have a friend who is a pastor now. He was my roommate at the University of Cape Coast. Anytime we went for lectures and we came back tired, I told him that, bro, you know what? One day you tune in your television station, you see me broadcasting. Me, I'm not interested in it.
Wow.
So the very day he tuned in and I was on TV Africa, he was like, this guy is a witch. I am not a witch. He called me and was screaming.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's about my
passion,
inner passion.
Heart,
yes.
Yeah.
So I managed to finish the agric.
Yes.
And I motivated myself. My point was that, you know what? My father was gone. If I finish university and I get a bad grade, nobody will give me the opportunity to come and explain that, I didn't want to do this and my father forced me to it. Nobody will be interested in that story.
Yes.
People rather be interested in the fact that it was not your choice, but you excelled.
Yes.
So I determined to learn it well. After my first degree, I think I've forgotten the number, but we're close to 300 in number. Only one person got first class.
Ooh.
And about 10 of us got second class upper. And the rest were lower, third class, and what have you. And I was content with the upper I got.
Yes.
Because I got late admission into the university.
Yeah.
They had started lectures for over a month before I entered. So my first semester, I didn't get good results. And that affected my GPA till the final year. So as time wore on, I was correcting the anomaly in the first semester. That's how come I couldn't get first class, but I didn't regret it. Whilst in school, there was this guy called Abe. He was my next door neighbor.
Abe.
Yes.
His actual name?
Well, that's a nickname. His real name is Kwame Che. He's in Kumasi now, yes. They used to appear on a show on one of the campus radio stations. We had 2 radio stations on campus, ATL-FM.
Yeah.
That has really, really raised a lot of broadcasters.
Yeah.
There's one guy with Joy FM. He was with them. About 2 Joy FM guys were with ATL-FM. And Yawasaji Fuanaman, he was my colleague at Peace FM. He was with us. There was another guy who was with Edem FM. They've raised a couple of good broadcasters.
Yeah.
So these guys used to go there as guests to discuss sports. But because he was my next door neighbor and I was a sports enthusiast, I used to listen to them. And anytime they finished the show, I'll go to him and mock him. That's my brother. So having the opportunity to sit on radio, that is all you could say. And he was like, you think it's easy sitting behind the microphone? One day I'll take you there to embarrass you.
Oh
and
my
I said,
God.
Take me there. I want to go there and embarrass myself. So I insisted. And this guy took me to Atlantic FM in Cape Coast, ATL FM. It's a campus radio station. Because it was a debate. And he did it out of emotions. He did not even inform the host
that he was bringing
that
you.
he was bringing me. So when we sat down, we were about 4. The host visibly was angry.
Yes.
So he would throw the question to the person sitting next to me, bypass me, and
my
ask the next
God.
person. So I sat there quietly till the show was over. And he approached me that is not the way to go. I cannot come to his show based on somebody's argument. So he was not at fault, but I understood him because we needed to be professional. So I started cozying up to the host, trying to befriend him. Where in the same hall, anytime I saw him, I'll go for his bag and try to do the boy stuff just to impress him.
Did he see through it?
Maybe, because eventually he said, okay, one Saturday come. So I'm sure he saw through
You achieved it.
Still, you got what you wanted.
Yes, eventually. So one Saturday he said I should come, and I prepared and went for my first show as a discussant. After the show, he was like, have you done radio before? I said, no, that was my first time. He said, you don't mean it. Then you are part of my guest. I said,
oh, wow. So what an amazing journey.
That was the beginning of my radio story.
What?
And so I started being his guest. And then eventually he said, okay, I should join him present. So we're doing co-presentation. We're doing it in English in Atlantic FM.
That's big.
Yes. So we did it. And because he was a graduate, he was busy. The gentleman I'm talking about is Papa Yawejokum Boating. He's now working with TV3.
Wow.
Yes, he's an administrator.
Isn't it nice to actually grow with?
Yes. So he does
it's a
lot
blessing.
Of backroom stuffs. And because he was busy, at some point he said, okay, I should take over the presentation.
Oh.
So I became the face of the program.
What?
Wow.
And I was doing well, so the station requested that after my first degree, I should do my service with them. So after my first degree, I did my national service with them. And in the course of the national service, because it was a campus radio station, whenever any student was busy, we were relying on the student, using them as presenters.
Yes.
Whenever anybody was busy, I had to stand in.
Yeah.
So during my national service period, I was doing morning show, I was doing drive, I was playing reggae, I was playing gospel, I was preaching on air, every show. Because the moment the person calls and says, you know what, I can't make it, I had to sit in. Then I introduced newspaper translation in Akan. At the time, it was only Peace FM that was doing it. So I introduced it, and the whole Cape Coast Township were excited about it. And so it was flying. It was doing well. Just around that time, Despite Media bought the right of the Kinafama Premier League.
Wow.
And they were subletting it to the smaller radio stations. And we bought part of it. And because I was the studio manager at the time, I was the studio manager, presenter and everything.
Producer.
And everything. I was the one who was sending the money from Cape Coast to Peace FM in person. At the time, this money transfer and the digital world had not really gotten to this level. So I was bringing the money in person. And we had the deputy programs manager at the time, Kwaku Yeboah. He was also a product of Atlantic FM. So I told him that, I'm interested in joining Peace FM. He said, okay, I'll do something for you. And coincidentally, there was a team in Accra that was banned and relocated to Cape Coast to use as home venue. Stay Cool Professionals. So my what should I say? My former boss, Kofi Asare, who was the leading sports broadcaster in Peace FM at the time, was asked to come and run commentary in Cape Coast between Kotoko and Stay Cool Professionals. And because we were their affiliate, I was with him, trying to show him around, trying to serve him as my boss. You need to exhibit some humility to win the hearts of people. So I was trying to do everything for him. And we went to the stadium. I spoke to Osu Frimpong, and at some point, Asabraku gave me about between 2 and 3 minutes to be part of the commentary. And I made sure I gave my all because I saw it as my opportunity. So I gave everything.
That type of opportunity.
I gave everything.
I feel you. You prepare for it.
Because I had lobbied Owusu Frimpong
Yes.
and co. He had asked Father Dixon and co to monitor.
Yeah.
So afterwards, I called him. How did I feel? Say, Charlie, you were brutal. You were that small boy. Say, hey, God. So afterwards, I started pushing Kofi Asabraku to pave the way for me. I pushed him. I was calling him, disturbing him, and eventually, I got a call that I should come. So I came to Peace FM, and Asabraku introduced me to Father Dixon. Koko Frimpong also assisted. In fact, I was sitting at the Peace FM lobby where the Father Dixon and Asabraku came. And he said, Father, this is the small boy that I'm talking about. He's very good. And also Frimpong had introduced me already, and so the conversation became interesting. So the Father said, you know what? I know you are a sports enthusiast. You wanted to be a sports presenter. Unfortunately, our sports desk is full because they had Kofi Asabraku, they had Charles Osei and others. And so if I would be interested in newspaper translation, which I started way back in Cape Coast.
Yeah.
Because at the time, the late Seche Boateng had left Peace FM to, was it Happy FM? At the time, Happy had come anew and they were poaching people. So Seche Boateng, who used to translate the newspaper from English to Twi on Peace FM, had left. So there was a vacancy there. And I said, yes, I can do it. So they said, okay, I should go to the recording studio with one lady. She's in America now. I've forgotten the name. To read it in English, so I translate. And they assigned me their senior technician at Chuagbo, Irene Manison. So Irene Manison will read and I'll translate. And they send the audio to Father and he said, oh, it's perfect. I said, wow. Okay, so Father met me.
What?
And he was like, okay, so how much are you expecting as your salary? At the time, I was taking 15 Ghana cedis at my place.
Hey.
So, a month.
It doesn't even buy kinky or just one
Your
more.
breakfast alone today is more than that.
So, when I was offered the opportunity, the blank check opportunity, I said, okay, I multiplied the 15 Ghana cedi by 10. And I said, I'll
Is
take
he listening? Oh my
150.
God.
And I said I would take 150 Ghana cedi. That was, at that time we used to refer to it as 1.5.
Yes.
1.5 million. The man said, okay. I said, then I said, oh, I should have added more. If I knew he wouldn't argue, I should have added more. And he said, okay, what else? I said, oh, if I could get Nokia 3310, I would be happy. That was the phone in vogue at the time.
Yes.
So he employed me and got me my Nokia 3310. I was over the moon. So he asked me to go prepare and come back. I did, and that was the beginning of my Peace FM journey.
Yeah.
And that was around August, September 2003.
What? I love how you remember names.
Yes.
And how like you are able to like keep track.
Yeah,
It's amazing.
Sometimes it surprises me because I don't know. I spoke to a doctor and he said it's a medical condition, but I said if this is a medical condition, then it's a
really good one.
Because I can remember as far back. I was born in 1978.
Wow.
I can remember things that happened in 1983 when I was just like 4 or 5. So sometimes I wonder. Yeah. I can vividly remember with Victoria images.
That's really good.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Sometimes I wonder. But I spoke to a medical doctor. He said it's a medical condition. And the negative aspect of it is that when somebody wrongs you, it's difficult to forgive. I said, no, I'm not like that.
Yeah.
So
you seem more like you have this more of like a grateful spirit.
Yeah.
So keeping track of that level of All right. So now we were on a conversation before you came. We were talking about youth empowerment initiatives, how if it is just, the buzzword, everybody's like, oh, we're doing this, like women empowerment, youth empowerment initiative, headlines everywhere. But then again, it's like, it's really hard tracking because everyone is jackpot. So I think the question would be, so far, you've been in the space. I think it's been more than 15 years, but 15 years is just
2003 and No, I've been with Peace FM for 21 years.
Yeah, it's more than So I think you've seen different phases of political, promises. Leadership and everything. And so I think you would have more insight. So you're going to tap into your reservoir. I think the first question would be, how, within the space of 20 years, how have you seen the youth involvement in the media?
Well, I think that there have been a massive improvement with respect to youth involvement in broadcasting. Because back in the day, when we used to listen to GBC, it was for the elderly. Amankwampofro, Nananti Denchi, Amamu Kakra, Amamu Penny. Those times when I used to listen to commentary, I was telling somebody that when I came to Accra, the places I stayed, I couldn't learn Ga. But I learned a few Ga through my listening of GBC commentary. Yes, I used to listen to Ga commentary, and anytime the captain on the bridge would get to the Ga correspondent at the stadium, he'd be like, I go to this afternoon, commercials and Accra. That was how I could learn. So at that time, radio was for the elderly. Broadcasting was for the elderly, both print and electronic. But now the face is changing. A lot of youth who have come into the system, and they are doing well. They are doing well. Even though a few, because of social media, a few have digressed a bit. Because broadcasting media has got its principles, has got its tenets. Educating people, informing people, entertaining people. But now, because of social media, people have added insult.
So there's disrespect.
Exactly.
In the name of
trending.
Yes,
in
and
the name
trending.
of democracy and trending. But quite apart from that,
Yeah.
Generally, the youth in broadcasting are doing very well.
Doing well. Yeah. Okay, so I think we'll come into sports now. So you've seen, if it is 20 years or 25 years, you've seen about at least 3 or 4 different political parties, right? Yeah. What are some of those initiatives that you have seen, like not just headlines, you have seen impacted?
Let me say that.
And what year?
I started following active politics in 1992.
Whoa.
My late father, actually won the parliamentary candidacy for the MPP in my area in 1992. So back in the day, I started following the political landscape because I was forced to. Because, when it comes to party support, when it comes to football club support, our parents play a lot of role.
Our environment.
We are influenced by our parents, whether you like it or not. There are only very few situations where your parent will be Kotoko and you will be Hatsufoki. We are influenced by them, whether we like it or not.
Yeah, right. I think my mom's reaction to the thing that happened at the stadium, the Kotoko and Haas thing, the way her heart was just because of the death. I also like, and since then I was no longer a fan of sports until recently.
So those things you can put them out.
So which initiatives have you seen really impact and change the participants, right? I think if you can help us track, because earlier we were talking about Ghanaian.
We are not able to properly track after youth empowerment programs and all of that. So I don't know, youth
program
empowerment policy have you seen
in sports
something and bettering the lives of the participants in general, especially when it comes to
and
sports.
none of you didn't even tap in any of that. Hey.
Honestly, when it comes to human resource development, I think that we have not done enough as a country. I am saying so because in most cases, the ministries responsible for this human resource development would want to organize few days seminars and usually pocket the money. That is the bottom line. There have been instances where some ministries have had money few days to elections. And they say, you know what, let's organize some seminars and squander the money because if it goes back to government chest, we'll not have it. So in most cases, we don't really get the benefits that we are supposed to derive from such programs. Usually, the undertones are the intentions are to line a few pockets.
Yeah.
So the impact, I think we still have a lot to do as
yeah. But what is behind the motive? Okay, so the motivation behind giving us headlines that this is what you are doing, and then pretending you're doing something, which is so no cool.
No, not at all. In most cases, there are few programs that have benefited some youth, but if you look at the bigger picture, I think we have more to do than what we have done.
Okay, yeah, that's true. So far, what would you do differently? Let's say this season, what would you do differently if you were in the position of power? You had the power to do something. You have like a lot of experience. You've been on the ground.
It's a good question, but I will look at it from the sporting angle as a sports presenter.
Yeah.
Because 80 to 90% of sports participants are youth. I would even say 100%. The rest, if you go beyond a certain age and you are doing sports, it is for recreation. But sports is for the youth.
Yeah.
So if I were in a position of power, I would want to improve sports to serve as a job creation tool for the youth.
I think they don't want to give us pocket money. The job creation is there. We don't get the money. For example, I get where it's like they create the thing. For example, I remember 2 initiatives that I've been on that they say, okay, we need you to do this. And it's an empowerment platform. And empowerment is not just creating the opportunity, it's also giving the resources. And sometimes these resources includes money. So the youth are enthusiastic. They want to do it. They are happy to do it. You create it. But just like you said, the headlines come, the money is in the pocket, and the youth don't even get any. Right? So how do we make sure that you see 15-year-old boy is a millionaire?
that's the desire to get rich quick is also not helping matters. However, if we still follow the due process, there's still an avenue to create opportunities for the youth. I am speaking hypothetically, like you said, if I were in power, I would have invested in the sporting discipline that Ghana has a competitive advantage in. For instance, I would have set up ultramodern boxing gym in every region. Make sure I get a private partner to partner the National Sports Authority to effectively manage the gym. Ghana can set a target to produce 5 world champions every 5 years.
Do you think we have the budget for it? Something we can do?
You think we do not have money? Look at the monies that are going into individual pockets. Look at the monies that are going into the drain. If we decide to cut down on expenditure and invest the money in some of these areas, we can do it. Ghana, we are not poor. We are not poor. And that is how come all our leaders, when they are looking for power, they tell us that we are not poor. But eventually when they get the power,
they make us poor and make them sorry.
The story changes.
It changes. Okay.
Because is it not interesting that in 1992, when former President Rawlings, in consultation with opinion leaders, experts, think tanks, put together the 1992 Constitution. When we started the Fourth Republic, almost every generation criticized former President Rawlings that he skewed the Constitution to suit him. Okay, fast forward. He spent his 8 years, left power, and is now gone to into eternity. Who has ever made the attempt to change the Constitution except Professor Mills? Except Professor Mills. And I always say without fear or favor that under the Fourth Republic Constitution, the only honest leader we've had is Professor Mills. This is a sitting president that somebody gifted him a house and he said, "Danalam will be ended out." The man was so selfless. I was privy to a story where a company was looking for contract, and they wanted to use his son. So they gifted his son a car. He took the car home, and Professor Mills said, company now up a contract, I quite one car, or contract and he made the son return the car.
Yeah.
These are the leaders we require to implement some of these laudable policies we are espousing here. But with the MPP, NDC leadership we've seen in the time past, and what we are seeing, there's no commitment. That commitment of Professor Mills, we are not seeing.
Yeah. Now the Olympics.
Okay.
Are you? I mean, like his story really gets to me. So it's a little heavy.
Prof,
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm young, but
the country was just
very,
unlucky.
Yes.
Ghana was just unlucky.
Yeah, it's very heavy on the heart.
He had to live.
Yeah, the way he did.
Midstream. Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
Because he's the only president who attempted to change the constitution.
Yeah.
Did all the consultations, did all the investment, but nobody cared again.
Yeah.
When he left.
Oh, so what are your thoughts so far on the Olympics? Who are you?
It gets back to as a Ghanaian. Honestly, I'm only interested in the performance of Ghana.
Of Ghanaians.
The rest, the rest,
but there is something going on on social media where they go like, especially with the black community, right? They go like, well, if oh my God, I can't believe I'm about to say this. So I think it's racially motivated.
Okay.
When a black person sees a black person, they root for the person.
Okay.
You root for the person if the person is in your country.
Okay.
You target the person and root for the person. However, if you don't have anybody in there, you root for all the black people in the team.
Okay.
Now, if it is a black person going against a white person, you root for, if the person is not in your country,
I wouldn't want to
and
go
the
on that
person is
tangent.
like a black American.
I wouldn't want to go on that tangent. It would shock you that when you get to America, there are black Americans who hate Africans.
Interestingly, yes.
So I wouldn't want to go on that tangent.
Yes.
There are whites who love blacks.
Yes.
So I wouldn't want to go on that tangent.
Yeah.
I am interested in those who are putting up good performances.
Yes.
And as African, I will support African countries that are doing well.
Yeah.
Ethiopia, when it comes to long distance, are exceptional. And I always love to see them up there. Sometimes Kenya also come up. As a Ghanaian, I would love to see my country do well, especially with the 4x100. Because that has been our strength all this while. If Ghana had done well in any competition in athletics, it is 4x100. And I expect that we should be able to at least get to the finals at the Olympics.
Yeah.
That's my concern.
Fingers
the rest
crossed.
I don't really care that much because we need to invest first to get the results at the Olympics, but we are not doing it. And that is what I was talking about. If I were in position of power, Ghana can produce 5 world champions in every 5 years in boxing.
Wait, don't you have friends that you can work with? You've been in the space for a very long time, so obviously you can be an influencer, right? And you can push. So influence, push, and probably put it together and say, this is what we want. I think I had like behind the scene conversation with one of these sports people, and obviously they were like trying to get the brain of one of our popular, footballers, right? So I think there is a space for something like that.
No, there is, but our problem is that in our present circumstance as a country, everything is politicized.
Yes.
So if you put all these laudable ideas together amongst the youth and say that this is the agenda we want to pursue, if NDC is in power, they will see you as an MPP.
Yeah.
If MPP is in power, they see you as an NDC.
And it's not helping.
And so it is difficult to push any agenda in this country.
Yeah.
They don't look at it from the patriotic perspective. It is always an agenda.
Do you think that, okay, I don't think I'm allowed to. I'm allowed to, because I don't think I'm allowed to. It looks like there has to be some level of giddy in the country to get, or you think common sense should?
I wouldn't say giddy, but I feel that Africa, we do not help ourselves. 100% democracy is not good for Africa.
Hey, you are part of that.
Oh yeah. That's what we should have devised our own system of governance.
Okay.
Especially because at the time the whites invaded Africa, we had our chieftaincy institutions working effectively. So we should have devised something around it.
I think that's a topic. Yeah.
Every African country that has developed very well, with the exception of South Africa, that was developed by the whites.
Yeah.
They practice monarchy. In Morocco, they are doing well. It's a monarchy. The finance minister of Morocco is their FA president.
Wait, what about monarchical rule makes it better for Africans?
Especially because we are not a homogeneous community.
Yes,
exactly.
That is one.
Exactly.
And also, exactly. If we were really going
Ghana
to...
alone has almost 50 languages.
Exactly. 50, yeah. So if we are to say, okay, so who is going to be the leader?
No, but once you have the chiefs empowered, you get it.
They would take care of. You think they would
at the district and the
level,
regional levels, and then at the top level, we shape.
So you think because they are not being
ceremonial head, but then the chiefs will be more responsible
for
backed by the constitution.
Yes,
you get it.
Yeah,
because
I get you.
The average African, when you give the average white man a position, the first thought is to leave a legacy and make an impact.
Yes.
When you give the average black man, it's not everybody do.
Yes.
The average, that's why I'm using average. The average black man a position, the first thought is to amass wealth, get bodyguards, get land cruisers, get dogs, guns, get 20 side chicks, get houses, get East Legon, get Trasaco. That's easy. So I might say.
But now it's a bro. That's it. Okay, so today, is Starr FM's. It's our 10th anniversary.
Oh.
And our listeners, it's our time, like, period.
Congratulations.
We're giving the best.
10
you were
years.
here, so you know.
I remember, 10 years has come so soon.
Yes.
I remember.
And you know how we have fought.
Oh, yeah, you have.
To stay in touch and serve our people.
Stay relevant is not easy.
We need to know, what do you have to tell us? You know.
I first of all, let me say congratulations.
Thank you.
I remember very well one morning when Bola drove to our studio to have an interview on Sefa Kain's morning show.
Yeah. And
the conversation was about the setup of a radio station. And my colleagues were, why are you coming to advertise the radio station on our platform? and Sefa was like, Bola has always been a brother.
Yeah.
And so it has come so soon.
Yeah.
But you have done so well.
Thank you.
Because the beginning of everything is not difficult.
Yeah.
But maintaining it. There's a saying that getting to the top is relatively easier, but staying there is a challenge.
Yeah.
And looking at the competitive broadcasting environment that we find ourselves with all the monetary challenges and the politics and everything, you are able to sustain yourself for 10 years. Oh, it's a big deal.
Thank you. Congratulations. Thank you so much. Yeah. Anyways, so real quick, we're going to get into your program, right? So I know you have something special coming up.
Yes.
Now it's interesting, right? It's interesting.
Yes.
Because when we shared the flyer, somebody was like, this man is a sports person, he's a broadcaster. I thought he's a comedian. Like, so seriously, so I was like, yeah. So we were like, okay. And then when I saw the flyer, I was like, okay, is it like a debut? Because everybody is like, are you going to take this professionally? We know sports, what you doing? Yeah. No two ways about it. Yeah. Like you are the Ogboro. Nobody can challenge you on it. But right now, as I am seeing now, right, are you debuting your professional career in comedy? Even though you are facilitating your... Yes.
Well, I'm thinking of making it an annual event.
Are you going to be on the mic?
Yeah.
Oh, my God. You have to start now. You're ready. We have that time for you. Please give it to us. Our listeners, see, it's our 10th anniversary, so it's all special for us.
What I'm telling the listeners is that on the 23rd of August at the Accra International Conference Center, they should come and see Dan Kwaku Yeboah in part-time comedy. And it will be interesting.
Part-time is good.
When he told me of Starr FM,
the
first thought was about a pastor who was seen drinking Starr, the beer. and a church member got to him and said, "Oh, pastor, I thought as a pastor you take some Fanta or something." So my friend, get out. when Starr was leading the 3 wise men to Jesus, what was fun?
Oh, that's a good one.
So they should just meet me there.
Yes.
We're going to make them laugh. It is something that started, the skits I do on radio, it is something that started just to
entertain,
lighten up our morning with
Yes.
Chairman General, just to feel good starting off the morning.
Yeah.
But the responses every year,
It's amazing.
It's been massive.
Yes.
People are like, you are good in comedy. Why don't you try it? People
Can we
are
steal
making
you?
money. And I say, okay, me Jimmy free a check, mami kwaji kakra.
So you know what? Part time will be at Starr FM, and then the other one, yes, yeah. So we have you for part time right here, boss. Please, if you are listening, Dan Kwaku Yeboah is ours. We've employed him part time. All right. So I know you have funny face on the bill.
Yes, I have. It is a night of comedy and music.
Music, yeah.
So 4 comedians, 4 musicians.
4-4.
Yes, so it is comedy interspersed with music.
Yes, that's a good number.
One comedy performance, 1 musical performance, 1 comedy performance, 1 musical performance. So there wouldn't be a second of a boring moment.
Nah.
Yes, that's how it's been planned. And Acrobato and Clemento Suarez will be the MCs.
Wow.
That's like
Wow.
So that alone,
Yes.
even before we come, I'm sure everybody would have loved his head off with Acrobato and Clemento as your MCs.
Yes.
So the comedians will be myself, Obi
Amponsa,
Amponsa, Funny Face,
yes.
and Foster Romanus.
Yes.
So the 4 of us will be on stage. And then the musicians will be Amachi Dede, Wachiame Kwame. Brother Sammy will open the floor.
The show.
Yes.
Yay.
He's the only gospel musician who is a joker.
He's very powerful too. Yeah.
He's the only gospel musician who is into comedy. No, he wants to go and perform at nightclubs. You should just imagine.
Well, it's good. It's good.
So Brother Sammy will open the floor. Ochami Kwame is there,
Yes.
Amachi Dede is there, and then Familia is also
Familia,
there.
yeah.
So 4 musicians, 4 comedians, plus 2 extraordinary MCs, Acrobato and Clemento Suarez. Yes, the first day I called Clemento, he made me laugh. My friend, I called him and said, Clemento, this is Dan Kwaku Yeboah. Hey, legend.
I know.
I said, legend in sports or legend in comedy. He was laughing. And I said, okay, and you're Bonnie also. Bonnie Cram, I'm a police facho.
Anyway, so for our listeners listening, right, give us more detail. How much for tickets? Where do we get a ticket? What time? What should we wear? Is there a dress code?
Well, we're going to have a red carpet session.
Ooh.
Yes, so it's up to you. Whatever you want to wear. We're not going to restrict anybody.
Oh, okay.
But I'm sure with the red carpet, you need to look good.
Yeah.
Yes. And so that is just before you enter the main hall. We're going to have the red carpet at the foyer of the conference center.
Yeah.
And then the big men are going to be there.
Yeah.
The Chief of Defense Staff,
Ooh.
Lieutenant General Thomas Opompipra, I visited him and he said, you know what, I'm coming with my men. The MPs, the clergy, the Spites media, all the big men, the East Legon executives. They fought me some time back, but now we are cool.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, you know when the soldiers attacked Ashaman?
I
created a joke out of it and someone not happy with me, but it's okay. Yeah. I said there were 2 ghetto guys in Ashaman after the attack at Ashaman, and they were discussing. One was like, Jack, so we said they are soldier for boy pa or the East Legon come to me akwesa. Then the other person said, na East Legon the omde nipa kumu ye de omde adwama ya.
Backed by facts.
And my bosses who stay there were calling me Kwasia. You don't know we stay here. So
I know they are fixing the road too.
Yes.
It's backed by facts. Don't worry. I know why they are angry at you. I mean, like, duh. You said a period.
So the East Legon executives are coming. Dr. Despite police support. It's going to be a night.
This one is like, you want to bum. You want to chill with the big boys.
Sure. So I'm urging every Ghanaian to be there.
Yeah.
If you want to buy your ticket, putting together this event, I wish to have had the ticket at very low price, but putting together the event is very expensive. Even conference center alone, renting the place alone is huge. Yeah. So the standard is 150 cedis. Yeah. The VIP is 300. Yeah. And then VVIP is 500. If you want to buy your ticket on phone, star 844 star. Star is all over. Yes.
Hey, you like
Star FM is all over.
You like 44, Papa? 44, 844 star. Yes.
Star 844 star.
Yeah.
290 hash.
Yes.
Star 844 star 290 hash. You can buy your ticket now. Yeah. Ghanaians, we always want to wait for the last minute. Yeah. I'm sure if you do that, you'll be surprised because the rate at which people are buying the ticket. They want to see.
I need an invite.
Oh, no problem.
Thank you.
No problem.
I come here for me. I'm a comedian.
Oh, really?
Underground.
Nice.
I'm great. Low key. I did. The people who know me know.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, okay. But we have to be bougie a little. So.
Okay. Yeah. But if you want to buy a hard copy, you can always come to Peace FM.
Peace FM. Okay.
And get a hard copy.
Right. Yes. Thank you so much. Yeah. It's such a privilege, an honor to have you, Dan Kwaku Yeboah.
Pleasure is mine.
So thank you.
You are doing awesome.
Thank you. I'm learning from the best. I'm learning from the best.
When you have the Bolaris, they are up there.
Yeah. Oh, you know what? I think I learned something from Nanaba. Okay. She said when she wanted to become really good, she just had to learn from the best. Yeah. She didn't have to say, okay, I'm learning from just this person. She started learning from different people who were killing it in the game. So it's all cool.
I get your point.
Thank you so much. And to our listeners, you have quick word you want to give to them?
Oh, they should keep listening to Starr.
Thank you.
They've been loyal for 10 years.
Yes.
And so they should keep listening to Starr, recommend Starr for people to listen. You're doing awesome here. And we all listen to you in our cars and what have you. So you're doing well. Keep it up. You. Congratulations.
Thank you. We'll see you very soon. Debut, part-time comedy. Thank you so much. All right, so we just had a beautiful conversation with sports legend Dan Kwaku Yeboah. You're listening to Starr 103.5 FM. This is your girl, Edem Farrie, and the zone.
Starr 103.5 FM, celebrating 10 years of resilience, impact, and excellence in broadcasting.
The luckiest.
Starr 712 hash.
Luck is everywhere, for everyone, yeah.
Here's to the friends who dialed Starr 712 hash and found no regrets. To the investors who struck gold. To the health workers who diagnosed